Welcome to the Sleevy G Show. I'm the host with your most. My name is Gomez, and today is summertime. We're getting close to one of my favorite, if not the most favorite sport of the year. I wait, God, 5 months after Super Bowl. We're talking football, but we're not just talking any ordinary football. We are talking New York Giants football. Last time I had Adriana on the show. Now I have a wonderful gentleman to come on my show and talk Giants. Jasmeet Singh, as we all know him at Instagram, Giant Singh. What's going on, Jasmeet? How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good, G. How are you?
Good, good. Well, I can't thank you enough to come on the show. I've been excited since you posted, I just said, hey, you want to come on this show? And you're like, we got to do it. So, love the
No, it was it
response.
was I think it was one of my Let's Talk Tuesdays, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was on one of your
Like
Let's Talk
like
Tuesday.
yeah, those are like some random like stuff that I put out there. Yeah, I mean I it was just random.
It, it
Uh
was random, but it
people
was
ask me
great.
questions. I mean, people ask me like it's growing. First couple of weeks, only few people ask me, like maybe four or five, now
Mm-hmm.
people get to know me more. My fan base has been increased, as we approaching to the football season. Yesterday I had like almost ten questions. uh
Nice.
yeah, and it took me all day, because I have to think about it. I'm still thinking, like, should I do like a video, like, how some of the other fans do, um like a video response, or should I just still post just my random pictures and like put. So I mean, I'm gonna leave it out to the fans out there. Maybe I'll put that as a poll, how they
Mm-hmm.
want me to go, how they want me to do it, like on any Tuesday.
Trust me, that's me every day. Do it like every Tuesday morning? That's when I release all my shows. I always do like what's going on, what's up, who's coming on, what's the episode about, and I give them a shout out. Every other week, I'm supporting almost everybody else and putting like music to them. Hey, the other day I was with the Pizza Hulk, my weekly podcast, Cara DeFalco, all these people who I've had on the show prior. I'm always supporting them because they always support me too. So, you know,
It's
it,
give or take thing. Yeah.
yeah, and that's the thing. And one thing I've learned so far, in as a podcaster for almost 2 years now, but on my own, it's not. It's more of the respect factor, you know what I mean? And I respect what you're doing. I started following you actually not too long ago, a couple of months ago. I found you and I'm like, wow, this guy looks awesome, just because he's a huge Giants fan, you know what I mean? And the fact that you're there, you saw Coach Stable not too long ago.
Yeah, a
Uh
couple times actually. Yeah, I met him last year. That was his first year. I was at the training camp, the VIP area. I met him, Shane's family.
mhm.
Welcome on board.
Oh, nice.
Few players. And this year again, I met Dable at one of his Giants organized a kids training, like a current like day kind of thing, like at the
Okay.
field in one of the days, and my son fits really well in that age. So I signed him up, like, as a season ticket holder, you get one of those perks,
Yeah.
to go close to the team, to the training staff. And he was there, Hakeem Nicks was there,
Nice.
David Tyree. I know David Tyree from a long time. Like we talk sometimes, like on
Oh, that's
Instagram,
cool.
yeah. So I support his business, as
He's
a
actually, I know he's got a business up in Morristown. I've been following
Morristown,
him.
yes.
I
And he has
actually,
another one coming in now.
good.
It's called Tyree Table.
Yeah, I
Uh,
heard about that.
yeah.
He's mentioned
So
it on LinkedIn. I follow him
he
on
closed one of
LinkedIn.
his stores, and then that's gonna get replaced by Tyree Table. So shout out to Tyree. I mean, he's doing great job.
He's a great motivator. He's a good motivator speaker too. And
Oh, you got to listen to his podcast. So, like, his podcasts are really, really good. So
I
yeah,
I
so
I've
so so those were a couple times that I met Dable. Uh, Most recently, on the last day of the training camp,
mhm.
I met Dable. They were doing high fives, and I took my family, my 2-month-old son, as well,
Nice.
along with my 7-year-old, my wife. We all were there as a family. Everyone's a huge Giants fan. And he was just going half five, just doing his random stuff, and then all of a sudden, he just stopped and he just looked at my son. It was just like a 2 second,
Yeah.
like not even 2 second, like a moment where he just dabbed on my son's head, and and the
Oh,
Giants, actually, one of the Giants social media lady, like, who was recording tape, she recorded all that stuff. So
That's
And
so cool.
I didn't even know. I had no idea because I was still there.
Right.
Once I got home, I like my Twitter started ringing. Like I got like over 20, 30 messages like tagging me in that video. I'm like, what's going on? Let me go watch it. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh boy, this is really a precious moment.
That is.
I tried getting that video somehow, but I guess like they don't share like that. So
They probably don't.
somehow I was able to crop that part and then get it out for me, like thanks to all these like geeks stuff like IT technology.
Yeah.
So I have that video. I'm gonna save it all like my life, I guess. I mean, that's one of the things do you cherish about
Yeah.
when he grows older. I mean, he's gonna see that. Okay, he met like
No,
I
and
don't know
that's
if
one
he's
of the
gonna remember. I don't know how long Dable's gonna last, but like what but I mean,
well, so far, Coach Dable, we got to thank him too for resurging these Giants, man. He's done he's changed the culture where I feel like he's now he's the more updated Tom Coughlin, I
you could say
think.
that. You could
He,
say that Tom Coughlin 40 years younger. Like
yeah.
I don't know
Oh, I
how
believe it.
we stop Tom Coughlin, and but yes, Dable definitely is more energetic. I see him being straightforward to the players. Like, I've seen him getting yelled, like, like
Mhm.
going after the player if you miss a play. He really go red-headed, like, like he gets red. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
is it because he's like, you could easily see him on his face, or it's hot or
oh,
whatnot, but he really gets hot. Uh,
I see him during Giants games when something gets messed up, you see him go
I've seen
off.
him in training camp. I mean, why a training camp is kind of like chill. Okay, you're learning the playbook. You're still a rookie. You're like, what? He doesn't care.
Yeah, but you
He's
know
like,
what? But
if
like,
you're on Giants, you gotta learn this thing.
yeah, but he's right though. Granted, yes, it is preseason. Yes, I know it is training camp. But if you've been drafted, you already been to the rookie mini camp. That's your first start. You get
Yep.
that book, dude. You better, no matter who you are. I don't care if you're the number one pick or number 385 pick. You better start learning your playbook because if you don't, you ain't making the 53 man roster. I mean, listen. I think Dable after Judge, Dable has brought a new system into the Giants organization, which I love.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
it's
I
something
totally love it.
we
Um,
haven't seen it since Coughlin days. Okay, I will say that the attitude, the swagger, that Coughlin has, Dable has it. I remember when Dable and Sheehan were first announced. Everyone was like, "Who the hell is this? What do they know about football?" Not for nothing, they know a lot more than we do. We're fans, okay. We're not coaches. We're not GMs, but we see what we see. You and I, you know what I mean, guy.
but
I've
everyone knows. I mean, everyone knows he made Josh Allen.
oh, that's the thing.
That's
Like
that's the only thing that he had it on his resume. I mean, if you look at it,
he
that's one of
had,
the things we don't
yeah,
say.
he that's one of the things he had. He made Josh Allen who Josh Allen is today, and now we're just seeing what Daniel Jones could bring to the table. Listen, I am a huge Eli Manning fan. I have a helmet signed by Eli Manning right behind me.
I have a jersey right there.
Yeah, exactly. I see it
You
right
can
over
see it,
there
yeah.
where you showed me.
But that's Eli's, yeah.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Eli Manning, everyone made fun of him when he got traded from San Diego to the Giants. Everybody's like, why? He's horrible. Listen, he ain't no Peyton, but he did win not one, but two Super Bowl rings, two MVPs, was pretty much the Iron Man of quarterback of football until McAnuts, as I call him,
McAdoo.
benched. Yeah, well, McAdoo, but I call him McAnuts because I never liked him because he was so nuts that he benched Eli Manning and the record ended for Geno Smith, which I was
we
still.
we as a fan, we never forget that.
Oh,
Never
no,
ever
no,
forget
no.
that.
I'm still to this day I'm pissed. And this is a few years later. That just shows my anger to McAdoo. He should have stayed. He had a hell of a year. He went 11-5, went to the playoffs, did great things. He comes in for his second year. He's got the slick hair. He's like thinking he's uh Dick Butkus, and you're not. And that's what pissed me off. I mean, as a Giants fan, just like everybody else. Um, Joe Judge,
I mean, he was young. He's young coach. I
he's
mean,
a
we
young
were
coach.
surprised. I mean, we were surprised that why, why what Reese seen like or sorry, I'll take it
No.
back. It wasn't Reese. It was what's his name? What was the manager at that time?
Oh, Gettleman.
Gettleman. Yes. So
Gettleman,
Gettleman
Gettleman,
got in,
Gettleman.
right? Yeah,
Reese was after
I
Gettleman.
don't remember his name. Yeah, Gettleman. Yeah.
David Gettleman. My thing was, yes, he's come from the Nick Saban era. Yes, he's from Bill Belichick's loins over there. But the thing I had with him being hired as a New York Giants head coach was that he is a specialist. He was a special team specialist. He wasn't a offensive coordinator.
He was nowhere close to quarterbacks or offense or
No.
defense. Like, so I mean, okay, special team contains some defensive players. That
Yeah, some, but not
but
not the whole
not
defense.
everyone. Not the special team plays are different. I don't know if you ever come across any offensive plays or defense,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so coming from that background, I mean, yes, if he would be a good coordinator,
Yes.
he would be a good offensive or defensive coordinator for us, but not or a quarterback coach or whatnot, like that kind of in that area,
Mm-hmm.
and get to learn more under a head coach. But no, definitely not a head coach.
No, he was definitely not. He did crawl back to Patriots, and he's back as a special teams coach, I think.
Yeah.
Still, matter of
No,
fact,
is he a special team coach? Or no,
yeah,
he
because
something
Patricia
else.
crawled back too.
Yes.
Patricia crawled back to the Patriots as the offensive
No, that's
coordinator,
what
I
I'm
think.
saying. So I mean, I respect Belichick. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a giant. He was a giant at
he
that
was a
time
Giant. Yep.
when Giants were good. Uh, but yeah, I mean, his coaching is amazing. Nobody can judge that. I mean,
Mm.
if you give a Hall of Faming coach, yes, he should go to Hall of
Oh
Fame.
yeah,
I
without
mean,
a doubt.
He made Tom Brady like basically over there.
As a Giants fan, we all hate Brady, but
But as a player,
as a player,
I will definitely respect him.
I will respect him in his 7 rings. But he's still, in his resume, he has one giant mistake,
Yep.
and that's when he was trying to go 19-0. And it was funny that year that the Giants beat him in the Super Bowl. We played them on the last game and they beat the crap
Yes.
out of us. And
Yep.
then we go into the playoffs, probably one of the hottest teams. I don't know what happened.
We beat Tampa Bay,
Hey,
Cowboys, Packers.
the Packers game was what I was really scared about, man. I'm not gonna lie. Man, when we beat the Packers, I was like, oh my
What was
God,
it, like a negative three, -2, or -3 or something like that, right?
yeah, it was -3, but I was at the
Other
bar
negative.
drinking.
Yeah.
I was I think
I have those I still have those both the Super Bowls. I have those both the DVDs. I still
nice.
have them. I'm trying to trying to find someone who can actually put them into a hard drive so I can always save them,
Yeah,
because no one uses DVD players anymore.
definitely not.
So yeah, so before they get all scratchy, because I watch them every now and then,
Mhm.
especially on the Giants bye week.
Yeah, you
you
got to
know,
watch
I'm
something.
sure
Yeah,
that YouTube has the whole movie
they
on now
do,
and
but
everything, but
it's not the same.
it's always there, and anytime I see any player that's picture is on there, like Justin Tug, Ahmad Bradshaw,
Yeah,
Eli still has to sign it, but those couple of people, Hakeem Nicks has autographed that DVD, like the cover page of it. So
awesome.
yeah, that's one thing that I really cherish about, that I'm carrying that memory with me.
So I mean, and before the show, we were talking, and one of my prized possessions was Dan Reeves' autograph when he
Mhm.
was the head coach of the New York Giants. And I'll tell you, Dan Reeves was a true gentleman. How did I get the autograph? Is a funny story. My dad was a waiter. I was working as a busboy, and there was about 20 footballs. I'm like, why do we have 20 footballs here, Dad? And he goes, don't worry about it. We're closing the restaurant at 6. There's a special event here. Not thinking, I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. Turns out Dan Reeves, Tiki Barber.
Wow.
Oh, so you're talking about, well, Tiki was a little bit of a little rude. He was not a guy. I've met him twice, and twice he's been kind of rude to me. And I don't like that. You know what I mean? He goes, oh, I remember I used to work for a paint company, and we had a set. We had a huge promotion down at the Victory racetrack in that whole section, and we had John Starks and Tiki Barber. Tiki Barber drew a crowd line. I get it. It was 12:01 because he was leaving, and I just finally got my football and got tried to get online. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, man, I'm leaving." I go, huh, "That's why the Giants still won without you the year you left. That's why they got a ring. You don't. That's why your brother's got one too." He's like,
His
"What you?"
brother's in a Hall of Famer now.
And his brother's a Hall of Fame, and Tiki's not. Go figure. But that he's one Giant I really didn't care much for. You know what I mean? Um, he was a good running back. Don't get me wrong, but his attitude served him wrong. He never believed in Eli. He always talked bad about Eli, and now what does Eli do? He proved Tiki after he left. I could be the MVP anytime now. You're talking about a Hall of Fame quarterback too. Um, yes, I've played the game of football. Did I play collegiate? No. Was it a dream of mine to play college? Yes. But I had an opportunity to coach high school football, which was the greatest time of my life. And I could sit there and I'm like, my wife laughs at me because I watched the play. I'm like, all right, it's a run, it's a run, it's a run. She goes, how do you know? I'm like, it's the way the linemen are. You
Yeah.
see, you'll know it's a pass play. She goes, how? I go, if their butts are low, that means it's a pass. Or be careful, it could be a play action pass too. But if their asses are high, boom, they're gonna hit you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're into football and you know the plays, you're analyst or you're even content creators like these days, like they watch those plays closely.
Mhm.
Me, I'm just a normal fan, I'm just a team fan. I'm just a diehard, like, I r- I ride with this team.
Yeah,
That's what I am. I don't care, like, I mean, I do care, like, we want the best players on our team, but like, it's not like if the player leaves, I mean, it's their choice. It's all business at the end of the day. And
it's all
that's what I
about the
said with
business.
Barkley's deal too. I mean, I love Barkley. Uh, I I was kind of surprised at that time. I mean, I was excited and surprised at the same time. The Giants took him like that high.
Hmm.
But I have followed him. I have supported him all this time. But
Hmm.
when these negotiations come, which I hate, you know,
Yeah,
as
it's the
part of the
hardest part.
it's the hardest part. It's like more emotional, if you're attached to the team.
Hmm.
You want everyone. But business, there's a business aspect to it. And Shane did an amazing job
He did.
of not bending down, looking
I
at the
think.
market.
Yep.
And I'm not an analyst. I'm not like a content creator. Like I'm just saying as a voice of a fan.
Hmm.
He did a good job.
I agree with you.
Yes, yes, he deserves more money. Don't get me wrong. He's a
Hmm.
generation talent. He deserves more money. But at this time, this was a good price for him.
For right
Yes,
now.
go prove it, ball out. I mean, how he doesn't have to prove it. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have to prove it. He already proved enough. But he has to go ball out this year, reshake that whole market. Because look
Hmm.
at the Tyreek Hill. Look at it, like all these like other running backs, Zeke. Like, I mean, they're good, they're talented, like, everyone, but like, I mean, Zeke is still out there.
He's still a free agent.
There's still a lot of running backs out there.
And
Um,
supposedly he might be going back to the Cowboys, from what I heard. One of the
so
running backs got
couple
hurt.
of days back, yes, I heard that rumor too. I don't know if he's back there, but you never know. Jerry Jones.
Yeah, Davlin
Um,
Cook is still out there.
Yeah, Dalvin
Yeah.
Cook, exactly. Dalvin Cook has been jumping teams to teams to teams, and he's been practicing, or he's been seeing the teams from last couple of weeks now, and but he's not been able to make up his mind, or I don't know if he's getting that guaranteed money. I think he tweeted today, or someone tweeted today that he met who, Dolphins, I guess. I don't know
Yes. So I'm
met.
hearing that if he goes to the Dolphins, if he signs with the Dolphins,
He did not
now
today though,
no,
because he
no.
walked out.
Oh, did he?
Because I think the question mark was that he was not getting enough guaranteed. If the rumor is true, I don't know.
The
So
rumor was
all
he
these
was.
all these running backs are, because they know the market.
Yeah,
They know what they've been going through.
I think in my case, as a person that I will analyze a little bit. I'm not an NFL analyst, you know what I mean? But the market was not strong for running backs this year.
Yeah.
That's one. Two, you're looking more, you want to be the highest paid running back, which I understand. Here's the thing. Out of the 4 years, two of them you were severely injured. Your rookie year, you had an amazing year. Your 2 years after that, you were injury prone.
Yep.
This year, you had a breakout year.
Mm-hmm.
You got a little tired towards the end because you were not used to being the starting running back. You've been out for 2 years. Listen, 11 million or whatever he got this year, I think it was 11 million. And I think, or was it 12?
I think it's 11. I think it's 11 or 10 point something, right? Yeah. I mean,
It's like
both of
11 million,
and
but
then
like,
like 900,000 something as
yeah,
a incentives or bonus, right?
bonuses. And I think he's getting guaranteed the money. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
listen,
And
Saquon, we
he has
love you.
he only gets I know, yeah, exactly. And he gets that when he takes the Giants to the playoffs again. I mean,
Listen,
that's one
be the
thing.
running back we picked you for. Be the workhorse for us. Be the Brandon Jacobs of old. You know what I mean? Let Matt Breida be your backup. Let him run the ball too. But let's get that thunder and lightning like when we
I
had
mean,
Bradshaw.
I really like the new running back that they drafted too. The
Yeah,
Eric,
the
yeah,
new kid. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
he's good.
we need that thunder and lightning we had. You know, we had thunder with Jacobs, and then we had lightning with Bradshaw. We haven't had a
Yep,
dynamic
that
running
was a
back like that.
dangerous combo.
Oh God, I would be scared to see Brandon Jacobs, a 240 pounds, what is he? He was 6'3" running back.
Yeah.
Imagine that coming at you at 100 miles per hour. I'd
I've
be,
seen.
I'm
I don't
scared.
remember if I have a picture with him, but I did meet him um at one of the after one of the games in the parking lot.
Mhm.
Where the players go by, and then like we as a group of friends, like we had a picture with him, and yeah, he looks huge.
He's huge.
He's
Um, I got lucky. So Quest Diagnostics, the Giants training facility, MetLife Stadium, the new racetrack that was built. I worked for a paint company at the time, and I'll tell you, the little perks about working at the paint company was because everything went through me. So
yeah.
all the paint. So when they had a vendor day, my boss goes, "Hey, you want to go?" I'm gone. I there's no question that I took off. The only thing I forgot is I had to run back to get the passes. But I came back and gone, went home and got my Giants jersey, my clothes, you know what I mean?
Nice.
I put my pass on, and we're going through the Giants practice facility to see it. I'm like, wow, this is such a, you know,
It's a
one
cool
of my,
experience. Yeah.
it's a great experience. And you're walking, into the locker rooms, and you're seeing all this. And I'm just like, I just saw the helmet. I had to put it on just because I couldn't resist putting a true NFL helmet. And it just was so nice to put that blue on. You know what I mean? I was just like, I go,
I
damn,
know.
I looked good. And then one guy goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Sorry, yeah, that take that off. Sorry." Like I got yelled at, but I go, "Listen, it was nostalgic for me, please." um, MetLife Stadium was a true work of art. In the locker rooms, I'll say that. I still miss Giant Stadium a little bit.
Yep.
That grew up, as a New Jersey boy living in Rutherford.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I lived in
Oh,
Rutherford.
nice. Oh, so
Um,
you've seen that as a
oh,
paper,
every
like
Sunday, yeah. So,
from your. I mean, I don't know how far were
oh,
you?
I was, let me put it this way: I could spit if I could. I could spit at Giant Stadium at that time. I lived literally 5 minutes
You
away from
three,
Giants.
yeah, nice.
So anytime I was going to the Giants game, if it's a night game, I was at the parking lot at 1:15. If it
Wow,
was a 1 o'clock game, I would still be at the parking lot at 8 a.m. eating breakfast and lunch and getting sauced.
yep, that's what we do.
And
That's
I
what we
do it,
do
and I did it
whenever.
proudly.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
Giants haven't had that many night games in a recently, so yeah, I mean,
no,
we've
but
been doing mornings now.
but opening day is a night game now.
I know, I'm so looking forward to it.
I'm
I don't know how am I gonna spend that Sunday, like Sunday morning to afternoon. Maybe I don't know because
I'll tell
because I have to get to the stadium by like 3:30. I think that's when the parking lot opens.
yeah, I think
Three or
it's
three
either
thirty.
two or it's two or three.
We're planning on putting the TV two on our tailgate. so to watch the 4 o'clock games.
Nice, nice.
Excuse me.
No problem. Please. I'm trying to convince my wife to let me go.
Oh yeah, come over.
Oh, if I go, trust me, I'll let you know. I'm hanging out by you guys.
Adriana's
Uh,
coming too, so yeah. So just so you know,
oh,
she
okay,
just
that'd
got
be
her
great.
ticket. Yeah, we talk a lot, so yeah.
Yeah, I talked to
Um,
her. I talked to her a little bit here and there. I know she's been busy too. So like, I told her I want to get her back on after. I want to see if I could get her on soon for before the season starts too, because I love to see what she says, and and she's a great person too.
oh yeah,
She's awesome, and I thanked her a lot coming on, and people were like, "You had a girl?" I'm like, "Yeah, but she knows more than you do."
she's a great like great sports anchor if she can be.
Yeah,
You know, I mean that's why she got so many followers in a year or so. You know, she just started. I mean, I know her from day one. I would
hmm
say I don't know if uh, I came across her profile one day. I connected to her. Uh, she was answering a lot of questions here and there. You know, like we get to know. Then I came to know that she was a part of Big Blue United,
oh,
which I
nice.
know I followed them for a while. She was doing some posting some videos for Big Blue United, and then after that, she started her own podcast. And
Yeah, she
when
did,
she
and
started that, she shared that news with me, and I was like, go for it. I I really support her.
mhm.
Great content that she has, and
Yes,
that's why she like, and now she was doing I think she did the video for MSG at work, MSG
yes,
Networks too. So
yes.
that's a huge accomplishment. Like
That is huge.
MSG coming to you, contacting you, and to cover, and then their video is gonna be showcased, and before every game, I think I don't
Yeah,
know every before every Giants game, I think she's gonna be on there. So that's tell
it's
me about
it's an amazing for me. Like, and that's why I love what I do as with my content.
it. Hmm.
When I was in my old show, it was all about music. Don't get me wrong. I added my flair with the video games, the sports,
Nice.
the movies. You know what I mean? But I felt like I was meant, and I love. Don't get me wrong. I loved my old show, but when we took our hiatus, I was just thinking, what if I did my own? What would it be like? And I've been blessed with some awesome guests on my show. You know, you, Adriana, Cara DeFalco, who
Okay.
used to work for News 12 New Jersey. Now she's on ONJ.com, and she's got a Emmy nominated YouTube channel. Christina Bear, again, she
Nice.
used to work for New Jersey News 12. Marissa Brainy, Don Smith. All
Oh
these are
yeah.
like, these guys are like for me, and I talk to them like if not every day, every other day, or every 2 days. We're always talking, saying hi, how you doing, supporting each other. You know what I mean? And it's kind of cool because it was a connection thing, just like how you got your connections. You know what I mean? And everyone's like saying, "Oh, you need to update." I'm like, listen, if people want to come on my show, I want them. You know what I mean? If I'm blessed, I'm blessed. If I get lucky, say, "Hey, Eli," I still try to tag Eli Manning on everything, say, "Hey, come on my show, come on my show." I know he's busy, you know what I mean, but
Yeah,
it
he
just
has his own show now.
he's
Eli
got his
Manning
own.
show.
He's got the Eli Manning show. But if he gives me 30 minutes on my show, I would be I'll be the
I
world's
mean,
happiest man.
that's everyone's dream right now.
Yeah.
If any content creator, any Giants content creator you talk to, wants Eli, why not?
Why not? He's a two-time Super Bowl MVP, future Hall of Famer, even though
Even
every
though Phil Sims was there too, like
yeah.
like Lawrence Alti, like there are other old school players out there, Carl Banks,
Oh yeah, don't get me
but
wrong.
but our era, like we grew up watching Eli,
Mhm.
uh, and he took the Giants in a totally different world,
He did
winning
it.
2 Super Bowls like in within the span of 4 years.
Yep. And one thing what I liked about him was, and as much as I hate seeing him when he retired, I cried when he retired. I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah,
man. That was
I remember that game.
that was the Dolphins game, and I'll tell you, to
Everyone
me,
did. I mean, when he came for that one, like few plays, when
yeah, it just and he threw for a touchdown too, which is great. But the thing is, for me, it's seeing him leave the field that last time. You realize the era has ended.
yep.
The Daniel Jones era has coming. Don't get me wrong. I think they look like twins, just Daniel Jones is taller.
I mean, he attending Manning camps,
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
did.
he's been trained, and that's the news that broke when Danny Jones got drafted. But like, how does he tie? Like, maybe Mara and Tish like saw something, and yes, Manning had to do some kind of role play in this. That okay, the person who can take my spot, it could be the person I train already.
Yeah,
Him and Peyton run camps in I think New Orleans, right? Yeah,
in New
they run
Orleans.
camps.
Yeah,
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 and
and then
and
their coach, who coached Eli and Payne, was Daniel Jones' coach over at Duke.
yeah. So see, so everything tied together
Yeah.
there, and
Well, it was kind of funny because the night that Daniel Jones got drafted, everyone's going, "Oh, who was that quarterback that went to the Cardinals? What was his name? Josh. Oh God, I don't remember. He ended up being the 10th pick in the draft, and
oh the same,
Josh. No,
not Josh Allen, no,
I almost said Josh Allen. It was Josh something.
Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen. Thank you, thank
Josh
you.
Rosen, yes.
So he was supposed to be the Giants' pick, supposedly. The whole time, even that night, he's like, I'm gonna be a giant, and I'm kind of, what's funny is
Same
I
thing. How d- Same thing. I'm sorry to cut you off,
no,
but
no,
like,
no, no, it's
but
okay.
that's same thing. How Ben Roethlisberger was like, when he thought, I still see that video all the
All the
time.
time, yeah.
Like when Ben thought like, oh, he's gonna be on like Giants on the clock. Giants definitely gonna take him because he had a good repo with the Giants. Because Eli's already been done. He's going to the Chargers, but
And
but guess what happened? We know the
but
history.
it is so funny that when we look at the quarterback at that time, oh God, I can't remember his name from San Diego at that time. We got traded.
Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers. I always think of Ryan Leaf though for some strange reason. Philip Rivers doesn't even get a phone call from his agent. He's been selected from the New York Giants, and then he gets traded like 30 seconds later. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to go to New York, and I never got the call yet, but I'm going to New York now." And then
Yeah.
he hears the news: "Oh, the New York Giants and the San Diego Chargers have traded
and
picks."
that's the thing that thing made me a Giants fan.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know. I just had like another podcast I recording the other day. I mean, a month back, and she asked me that question: that how did I become a Giants fan? And like that
That
was
was going to be one of
that's
them.
that's one of my story actually. And someone asked me that question on a Tuesday talk as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, that was just hot topic at that time. One day, I mean, I was not into football at that time, and I was trying to see, okay, this is sport. I've seen rugby back in India. Like
Right.
not a huge sport, but like rugby was there.
Mm-hmm.
Our school used to play. Cricket was our number one sport.
I was going to say cricket had to be one of your sports.
Yeah, cricket. Cricket. I mean, every Indian kid like grew up playing or watching cricket. Like every it's in everyone's blood. But now it's getting popular in US as well.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But yeah, but so rugby, okay, football looks similar, football with pads, rugby without pads, that kind of thing. But then this news broke when Eli Manning, and it was like a front page news, on a
Mm-hmm.
daily, like everyone, like Daily News covered it,
Yep.
like everyone, like New Jersey, New York, everywhere. So I was like, okay, I mean, let me follow. And then people I used to hang out with at my temple, at like in school, everyone used to wear blue, and blue was always my favorite color. I was like, you know what? Instead of like, there was either blue or green in Jersey,
Yeah, either you're a Giants or a Jets
or
fan.
Jets fans. Yeah, I mean,
Thank
if you're
God you're
living in
not.
northern Jersey, but if you're living in central or south, then you have another green adding to it. But like, I mean, I'm glad I'm not there. I'm not that part of the. I'm not staying there.
Yeah.
Uh, but but yeah, so that was it. I mean, so I was like, you know what? Let me just follow. I start following it, and then 2007, 2006, 2007, boom. We had a good run. After that 2006 Super Bowl, 2007 Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I become a diehard. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
don't care if we ever win or not win after that. I mean, this is gonna be my team.
Yeah.
My first jersey was Eli Manning jersey with the Super Bowl logo on it. I still
That's
have it.
something.
It's all like those Reebok jerseys at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still got
Um,
mine
I
actually.
got I got Justin Tuck after that, OCU Minora, you know, Well,
Oh,
I think I had Hakeem next, but that got lost. I lost that in now because I was taking it somewhere, and then like I lost that luggage.
oh.
So yeah, so Hakeem next, yeah. So otherwise, yeah, that would have been autographed too,
So
you know.
for
But yeah, so
me,
that became that moment
right?
was like my Eli Manning moment, and I really want to share the story with Eli if I ever see him. I did see him last year, one of the tailgating. He
Nice.
came and he covered, but there were so many people
That will
that
surround him. I
I
know.
couldn't even talk. I mean, the tailgate, the people who do the tailgate, they always invite me, right? And those guys were so kind enough to let me know a week in advance that, oh, Eli Manning's gonna come and cover. Brandon London was there to covering for the Giants.
Nice.
Eli Manning stopped by in a limo, came out, but it was just so many people because apparently the news broke out, and
Yeah.
like there were like thousands of people like came in, like, and me and my son were like in the back. I'm like, I'm not going in this. I don't want to lose you.
Yeah. No, I got you. I'm a father now, so I know how it is.
But
Like,
like, I had a 6 year old and he's 7 now. But like, at that time, I was like, I'm not taking, like, I'll take you on my shoulder and like you can watch Eli, like you can see Eli right there in the
yeah.
the limo. But yeah, I mean, I'm not taking my chances. Maybe I get another chance somewhere, some down the line.
Same
But
here.
this is the story that I really want to sit down. If I ever have to share anything with him, this is the story that I want to share with him. That how I become a Giants fan, and he is one of the reasons.
I
And I
have to thank him so much for everything he's done for the team.
Yep.
First of all, I became a Giants fan when the Giants won the '86 Super Bowl.
Oh well,
So I go back to Bill Parcells days.
yeah,
So for me,
absolutely.
that was the first year I was starting to watch football. I was born in '79, so I wasn't into football yet at that stage. So '86, that was the first year I started watching football with my dad because my dad's watching Sunday. I'm like, "Oh, Dad, what are you doing? I'm watching football." I'm like, "Oh, what are you watching? Giants." I'm like, "Okay."
I mean, if you're in Bergen County, I mean,
I was,
definitely.
yeah, I was in Passaic County at that time
I mean,
before we moved to
Passaic,
Bergen
Bergen,
County.
Hudson, like all that neighboring
Yeah,
counties, even in New York City, I mean, I mean, the football is the sport here, football and baseball.
and that's what's funny because when I was young, I was kind of dumb. I will say that I because everyone was Giants up here. I was like, oh, I don't like this team. And then at one point it was kind of funny because my dad was a true Giants, and I'll say it. There was at one point I was wearing a Cowboys jersey,
Oh boy,
but
look
the
at you!
problem is, but I was not
Because it
like
was
a,
America's team at that time. I mean,
but it wasn't. But I was young. You know what I mean? Because I respected Emmett Smith a lot. You know what I mean? Emmett Smith was probably one of the best running backs in when I was growing up as a young kid. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? I'd never liked the team. I wasn't.
And it was I've heard, and when I start getting into football, I start watching old videos. I started watching old why Cowboys call America's team. I mean, because they had a run, they had
Oh yeah,
legacy, at that time.
yeah.
I mean, now, I mean, it's been 27 years now. They haven't won anything,
They
but
haven't won anything, but
exactly. So
the hatred that I have towards that team though now, you know what I mean? Yes, I wore the jersey. Yes, I wore a Giants jersey too. Yes, I wore a Jets jersey on top of it. This is where you're a young kid, you're experimenting. You know what I mean?
exactly, exactly.
You weren't. I wasn't a true diehard until maybe 17. When
But how,
actually,
how did your dad react to it? I mean, like,
oh, my dad was just like, oh, good Lord. He was, listen, God rest my father's soul. All right. Unfortunately, I lost my dad when I was 21. But when I was around 15, going into high school, I got left back. So freshman year, I was turning 16. I was getting my, my permit, and my sophomore year, I'm getting my license.
Hmm.
So for me, at the years of 95, 96, and 97 is the years I'm learning how to drive. And I started watching more football because I started playing the sport.
Mhm.
Um, I fell in love with Notre Dame because I was in an
Oh,
Irish Catholic
mhm.
school, but on
Yep.
top of it, I just love the gold helmet and the dark blue. Just
I love the jerseys.
I love their jerseys. I love their helmets. I'm a
Yep.
huge Notre Dame fan. And I got stories upon stories about that with my wife. A good one.
I
That
support. I mean, I'm not that much into college football, but like my brother went to Rutgers, and that's why you see that R back there.
Yes, I do, and I love it.
The Rutgers football rally towel.
Nice.
He got me that from the game when he was down there.
One of my
Um,
one of my old teammates was a Rutgers middle linebacker.
Nice.
So he got to play for Rutgers, and he was an
Nice.
MLB. He was an inside
So
middle linebacker.
my brother is from the era when Ray Rice was actually drafted. So
Oh,
Ray Rice was actually in his class.
oh wow,
Um,
that's awesome though.
yeah. So yeah. So he went to Rutgers at that time.
Nice.
That's yeah. So yeah. Go ahead, Karen.
So I be you know I started before my pre-freshman years, I'm training football. It's like, oh, who do you love? I go, I don't really have a team. And they're like, well, you need to pick one. Well, my colors were blue and white, just like the Giants were. Not as
Mhm.
dark, you know what I mean? It was a
They used to be dark back then. Yes.
yeah, and it was like it
It was
wasn't as
this. It
dark.
was this. That's
Yeah,
what
it was
I'm
that
like.
that
Yeah. So
color, but
it's
it was
cool.
the
Yeah.
newer blue. And I just like that's it. I'm a Giants fan.
Hmm.
But then I started watching Giants football, and then the draft happened. Eli Manning comes, all that, and that's where just like you, I'm like, all right, now I'm starting to really. I'm playing the sport. I'm loving the team. They're not winning as much, but hell with it. They're still my team, and I still would rock all the different jerseys because I had them. But when I came to my high school, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop rocking the jerseys. It's time to respect the Giants. And it's kind of funny because that was the era where I had Chris Sims. I didn't play against Chris Sims, but I was in the same time frame as Chris Sims was playing. My junior year was his senior year of high
Okay.
school. So I would have loved my team to go against Chris Sims. That would have been like the highlight of my life,
Nice.
but that never happened. They were a group 4 school. I was a group 1. So I was small time school. They were that major school in New Jersey. You know what I mean? So,
I know. Yeah.
but the love for the Giants really started there, and it hasn't stopped. I met Dan Reeves, like I was talking earlier. That was one of my highlights. I got an autographed football from Dan Reeves. I got my Eli Manning helmet signed. And I got actually, you're gonna love this one. I have Steve Weatherford
Oh wow. Yeah.
personally signed an autograph for me.
Nice.
And what's cool about that was it was the year they won the Super Bowl, the first Super Bowl when he was on the team,
Mm-hmm.
or the second year. I can't remember. When he won the
No, he
Super
was on the
Bowl,
first.
he was on the first one, right?
This one. Yeah.
So now when he signs autographs, he doesn't personalize it. He writes Steve Weatherford, Super Bowl champ.
Everyone does. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but
depend.
he actually personalized mine to Alex. You know what I mean? So for me, that was so cool. And my wife got that through somebody who's good friends with Steve. Like they're inseparable. They're like best friends.
Wow. Nice.
So I that was something I always respected. I loved. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't have as many autographs. You know what I mean? But the ones I do are the ones I cherish the most.
Yeah.
Um,
You have to. Yeah.
have I bumped into Brandon Jacobs before? Yes. Have I told Tiki Barber off? Yeah, just a little. Um, have I would love to talk to David Tyree. You know what I mean? That's a guy I always respected in that catch.
Amazing. Awesome. Awesome guy.
I
Yeah.
still would. The one thing I would ask him is like, how the hell did you hold on to the football? That's all I ever want to know. It's like, did you glue your helmet because that thing was stuck there?
It was.
Um,
He said he asked. Actually it was me. Yeah, me and my cousin. I don't remember. Like we asked him when we met him first time,
mm,
and he was like, "It's just happened." Like I mean that's the answer. I mean at that time the Super Bowl online, you go like Eli just
mm.
basically just got out of that sack. I
Oh,
mean,
I know. It was so amazing.
look at how horrendous was that.
That's like a
Like
pee
I
wee
met I
football
met
play.
Sean I met Sean and Chris one time
Mhm.
and I asked him, I'm like, dude, you guys did not block for Eli at that time. How did you guys feel that he basically got hammered? If you would have got down, it would have been over.
Although that would have been the game.
That's it. That was the game.
That
Even
was the
even
game.
after that, even when we scored a touchdown, after Black scored that touchdown in the end zone, like we were like, we still gave too much time, and that's exactly again same thing happened 4 years later.
Oh.
Again, Ahmad Bradshaw took the ball. We scored a touchdown. We still left too much time for Tom Brady, man. I mean, like both time history repeat.
How much heart attack can a man can have? It was
Exactly.
funny. It was unfortunate. The second Super Bowl was a bad time for me because I was getting ready for surgery the
Oh,
next day.
okay.
So There's no drinking, no food, no nothing during freaking Super Bowl Sunday for me. So,
Let's stay hungry. Huh? Oh wow,
so no,
that's a bad time.
so no beer, no soda, no wings, no pizza, no not. Do you understand how bad that was for a guy like me?
Forget
Eh,
it. I mean, you don't even want to watch a Super Bowl. How hardcore fan you are, you know? I mean, with
oh,
no
that was
food,
the
no
word.
drink. I mean, come on.
The only thing I could do was drink water until 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? So I'm sucking down gallons of water, and then of course the
Should have moved
bathroom
your
breaks.
surgery date, you know?
Oh, you know what? I no, I needed the surgery like pretty bad. I couldn't wait any longer.
I'm just,
No, no, I know.
you know,
Listen, don't you? I was trying to talk to doctors. I go, can we move mine to Tuesday? Because it is Super Bowl Sunday. It's kind of rough for me, and I'd like to have a couple beers with with my friends. Like, no, you need a. Oh, I hate you. So I was supposed to be at the hospital Sunday night. I asked if I could come in Monday morning early. I promised to be there at 5 a.m., which I did show up at 5 a.m. I really did not sleep because I was too excited because the Giants won the Super Bowl. I actually came in with my Giants gear, and
nice.
it was to die for because everyone's cracking up because I'm going to Hackensack Medical Center. And of course, the Giants support that.
Down the street from my house. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there you go. I know the area very well. Then I'm like I said, I was from Rutherford originally, so for me, it's when I come down to that area, it's one of my favorite times. When I
I
bring
mean,
my
it's
wife.
changed now. It's I mean, if you're talking about 20 years ago, yes.
Oh yeah, but no,
Um,
but I mean, I've been up here only for 10, but I'm always in
yeah.
that area, because we go shopping, but we go to a lot of restaurants that we know down there.
In
Um,
Hackensack, yeah.
oh, Ian Hackensack, Bergenfield, Moonaki, where I used to work.
Yep. Oh,
Uh,
Moonlight, yes.
17 Steve Sizzling Steaks, one of our favorite spots.
Nice.
So, for me, it's the area. Like I grew up in Rutherford mostly, from 1 to 9, I lived at Passaic. I lived in Clifton just for a year. But after that, it was all Rutherford. So for me, after 30 some odd years living in that town, I consider myself a guy from Rutherford. That's how I am. Born and raised in New Jersey. Took me a while to figure out who I was. But I'd say this: between Giants, Yankees at that time, and also the New York Rangers, as you and I are huge fans of, which I love. Um, it's an amazing time. You know what I mean? And the fact that we're both getting ready for the season.
Can't wait.
I can't wait. Now you've been to a couple of the training camps. How's the team looking from your eyes as a fan? Because that's something the guys would love to know.
Um, Team looks great. I mean, definitely a step forward, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to look back. I mean, we made the playoffs, you know,
Yeah,
last year. I mean, that was and I won a playoff game on top of that.
yeah.
That's a good one. We were this short, you know, of being in a Super Bowl, you know,
We were
last year. And
close. We were close.
we were very close. We were very close, but we had like a one big Philly, you know, who were
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to talk about them, but yeah.
No,
They were
listen,
definitely a good team. They were a
they're
good team,
definitely.
but they are still a competition. I still think this team will do good this year. I'm looking at uh 11-6, you know,
Okay.
or 10-7, you know, somewhere that I mean anything less than 10 would not
It would be a disappointment.
it will be a disappointment. I mean, there will be a lot of questions raised. I would say. I mean, even though schedule is hard,
Mm.
but
We
this
always get
team,
screwed.
but we have given a lot of weapons now. I mean, Daniel Jones should not have any excuses. I mean, he never had. He
He
never
never
complained.
he
He never
never made
complained. I
it.
mean,
He's
we
like
gave him
Eli.
a practice squad guy, and then he scored a touchdown with him. He had a touchdown a couple of years ago with Andrew Thomas. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, who would have thought that like Andrew Thomas will score a touchdown? You know,
I wouldn't
I
have thought
mean,
that.
it was a play. You know, it
Yeah.
was a design play, worked. But yes, I mean, we've been in that dark, you know, when we did not have a true. I mean, we're still not sure if we have a true wide receiver one. You know, right now we
I'm
have
gonna be honest with
we
you.
have almost 20. We have 20 receivers on the roster.
But I like the receiving core. Listen, this kid
It is.
Hyatt,
This
this kid Hyatt that we got in the
Jalen
third
Hyatt.
round, what a steal that is!
Yep.
Because I didn't hear about him until the second round. They're like Hyatt. I'm like, who the hell's Hyatt?
Yeah.
I go, and then I'm looking at his game film. I'm like,
Look at his Tennessee's videos.
oh, that's where I was looking at.
No, I mean, he was a shining kid. I mean,
Yeah,
when he played, I think he had a who did he had a that 4 or 5 touchdown game?
Alabama,
Alabama, right? Yes,
Alabama.
that's
It
what I'm
was the
saying. Like
Alabama game.
it was one of the biggest games. I mean, that game actually put him up to that. I mean, yes, wide receiver mark, like
But
drafting was not like I mean, definitely has to be like second or third round. You're not Beckham,
yeah,
that you're going the first round, but yes, or
listen, I respect OBJ. I always loved OBJ when he was a Giant.
yep,
Even towards the end when he was going a little batshit crazy. I respect OBJ. When he left for Cleveland, I was upset. You know what I mean? I believed in OBJ. He was trying to change. He was trying too hard. And the thing is, you in living in the New York area, New Jersey, no matter what, one thing I've learned, and maybe you have too, Jasmine, is you got to have thick skin in New Jersey.
yep.
People will talk crap about you.
It's New York. It's New
It's
York market. It's our media
it's the
that
media,
actually,
it's the people, and it's the fans. The fans can rip into anybody pretty good if you're not that.
yeah.
Listen, he made a mistake. Okay. I think he improved himself a lot leaving for Cleveland. He is now a Super Bowl championship. He's got a Super Bowl ring.
Oh, yeah.
He looked amazing. And now I
Even
respect
though
him.
he only played a half, right? He
He
only
but
played.
he was
I mean,
but you know
don't get
what's
me wrong. I
funny?
mean, that was a very bad injury. I mean, that's another second injury that he had.
Yeah, but if you think about it, he had 60 yards in the first half. Imagine if he played the second, he would have been the MVP possibly.
Yes, he would have easily crossed 200 yards. I mean,
He
he
could
was the
have
most
done it.
targeted guy at that time. I mean, they won the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
but they
He
really missed him.
they,
Uh,
but
the
they
thing
got it.
didn't work out. I mean, now he's with Lamar. I mean, phew,
Don't forget,
tell
he's
me
only at
about it.
1 year. He still is talking to Tish. He still talks to Tish and Mara. He talks to more Mara than Tish.
He was in the facility. Uh, I
He
guess
was.
things we moved on. That's the thing.
He still.
Giants have moved on. I don't
They
think
did.
he will be back. Maybe he may come back for a year as a
I,
depth guy.
yeah, I don't get me wrong. You're gonna see number 13 again.
I
He's
still have
gonna
his jersey saved. I have not thrown it away.
smart move.
That's the two guys jerseys I have still saved. I mean, it's not like I throw
No,
anyone's jerseys, but like Jason Pierre-Paul
JPP.
and and Odell
Odell.
Beckham Jr.
I'll
Two
tell you.
jerseys I've always had, and I will keep it. If I ever see Odell, I will see him as a Giant
Mhm.
and not anyone else. Regardless, he went somewhere else and won a Super Bowl. Yes, but I definitely wanted him here. I
I
still
think
support him.
and I will say this. I think we're gonna see him. If it's not next year, it's the year after that. He's gonna come in. He's gonna make right with the Giants. He's gonna make right with the team. He's gonna make right for the fans. And that's all he's been talking about.
Yeah, he has to hang his cleats in New York.
He's gonna
That's
hang
it.
his you know what, Tony? Good for you. I'm glad you're gone. You're a fake pro player that talks too much trash.
That's the same thing he did with Kansas City now. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be a brand new year for them. I mean, like God bless him. Like
I'm glad he's got that giant tattoo on him because he'll never get that off. Now he's gonna remember it for the rest of his life. Because
everyone talks about
because he's a
that.
dumbass. But you know what? He got his ring, and all he's doing now on Twitter is like, "Oh, look at my ring, Giants! You got nothing." Imagine this: how funny would it have been if we beat the Eagles or the Eagles, as I call them, and we went to the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes. Granted, I don't know. I don't know what the stage would have been like for them. But imagine if Daniel Jones pulled off the miracle throw touchdown to somebody, and the Giants beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Hey Tony, we got the ring and you don't. So either way, you know what I mean. Just shut your mouth. Be a player. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, and you're going against the like fans. I mean, okay, it's players versus players or trash talking. I get it, like
Yeah,
you go after players. When
fans
it's
and
going with the fans, I mean, like, okay, fans gonna be there.
the fans
They
will never
will, they
die.
will come back at you. They
Yeah.
don't care. I mean, they're not no media is on top of them.
Nope. Nope.
It's like it's just our retweets and reposts. Now
You know
what
what?
you know.
This
Uh,
is what I like. This is
about
what I
it.
love about Dable. Let me put my lunchbox under here. I'm gonna punch in my time card. We're going to work. He's a blue collar guy.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Just put his glasses on and swiggle his whistle.
Yeah,
That's
and
all.
then and go to work. And that's what I like. Tony was a huge distraction on the team already, but before he even got to the team, I'm a rapper. I'm this. I'm that. He got hurt at training camp. You know what?
Yeah, he recorded a song and then they played last year a couple times during the training camps.
That was the worst song I heard. It was not good at all. If, if you're a hip hop artist and the fans don't even react that good, just shut your trap. Um, I'm glad he's gone. Listen, there's a few key giants that I do miss. That you know, I kind of missed Gonzalez a little bit, the lineman. Um, he was a good guard for us. He had that attitude, but at that time, with he had Joe Judge, it didn't fit the scheme. I kind of wish he stayed around. I would have loved to see him in Dable's scheme. I think he would have been that guard we needed. But the Giants did draft good this year.
Yeah.
Listen, the pick,
And we're getting. I mean, our right like side right guard like was a question mark all the time. You had to switch Andrew Thomas here and there.
yeah, I just think
All
now
this
we,
like now I think we are Bredesen. Seen him in the camp.
yeah,
They have put him at the right guard. Hopefully that stays.
he's,
If GMS, John Michael Schumacher. I mean,
yeah,
that's a steal too. If you're
yeah.
talking about Hyatt, you're talking about JMS.
Oh
He
yeah,
coming in as a steal. Like Shane did his magic. Shane magic worked at that
let me
time.
tell you, Shane Magic getting,
Him and Dable wanted both of these guys.
yeah,
Kafka wanted them. You know,
yeah.
uh, Bobby wanted them. So that's it. They got him.
I know. And the funny thing is, I thank God, because listen, Kafka and Wink, they were all up for head coaching jobs. They're like, no, I'm sticking with the Giants, and
I was more concerned that uh not Kafka, but like I would say because Kafka is still young,
yeah,
I mean,
he is.
so he still has a lot of, he still maybe have like a couple more years before
Maybe
he,
2 or 3 more years.
yeah. So, but Wink, yes, definitely.
I thought he was going to be
What
gone, and he
done
said
in
he's,
Baltimore, the Baltimore D at that time, against Wink. I mean, in Wink, and then how he turned around Giants defense last year and this year. I mean, yes, we do have holes. We still have a lot of question marks at the safety cornerback position. And if our guys stay healthy at the end, or like, Thibodeau has to be open, not get held 20
yeah,
times a game and not get called.
yeah.
So that's one thing. Those are the things. Yeah, but other than that, his packages, I mean, I'm like I said, like I'm not an analyst. I don't know, like,
No, and I respect, and but
but
you're talking like you,
when I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, this is something different,
yeah.
He's when he throws stuff out there, and I'm talking like, learning, like, I started playing Madden, 10 years ago, and buying new game every year, thinking that it's gonna be new plays, new thing, but nothing changes.
Well, I don't know. I just
Same
I
set of plays, that same stuff,
see
that
they might be
same.
the same setup plays, but let me tell you, the new one that's coming out in 2 weeks, it looks more legit than ever. I'm still waiting for
I'm
college
I
football to
am
come out.
not I'm not buying it unless Giants gave us a free code again, like how they gave it last year to the
Okay.
ticket members. Just because, I mean, I would have bought it, not getting me wrong. Like, I mean, I can spare that. Like, my son plays Madden.
Yeah.
But the only reason I'm not buying it is the rating that they have given to Daniel Jones.
I
Uh
know. I know. They gave.
that's one thing that I'm one of the guy. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, he put that whole team out. Okay, Giants were not a great team. No one expected that.
No,
Yes, but
but
your ratings came out after the season was over.
I know.
The,
I
all these rating people, I don't know what they eat, what they do. Look at
they
Andrew Thomas,
suck.
not in top 100. Really?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, like, that's one thing. Giving Daniel Jones a 75.
He should have been higher.
He
He
should
should
have
have
been
been.
At least 80, you
Give
know.
him an
Okay, don't give him
83.
85, you know. At
83,
least
82.
83, exactly.
Reasonable. Andrew Thomas should be in the
I mean, this
80
guy
over 85.
carried, yeah,
Yeah.
this guy carried you, carried the Giants team that had no one had any intentions on like
Yep.
believing in this team. Okay, year one of Dable and Shane, this is just a freebie year for us. If we make it, we make it, whatever. I mean, everyone expected like 5-6 win season.
Yeah.
We went 10-6-1, that one tie.
Oh, yeah, but the one, but it's still,
Well,
but when you saw the
went to
Giants win the first,
Minnesota. Went to Minnesota against a decent Vikings. Okay, Vikings had injury problems at that time when they got to the playoffs, but still, Vikings was still better than us. They
oh
beat
yeah,
us three
they
weeks or 4 weeks
don't
before.
remind me. Listen, here's the thing: my brother-in-law is a Vikings fan. So do you understand watching that game with him and him having not heckling me, but the smile at dinner that night
Mhm.
was not the greatest. Okay, I had to hear
You
it,
want to
but
laugh, but you can't laugh. You know.
yeah,
Yes.
it's like yeah,
You don't want to make your brother-in-law unhappy. You know.
no, and he knows that, and we were both going at each other throughout the game because it was a tight game until the end. You know what I mean? But then
But we pull it off. You know.
the Giants came rolling in, and no one expected the Giants to beat the hell out of the Vikings. I mean, it was kind of funny in my blog. I wonder if I still had it. I predicted the score. I was off by 1 point.
Wow.
Off by a point that I said the Giants were going to beat Minnesota. And it was hilarious because it's one of those things like that's how much like when I say I'm not an analyst either, but I look at the games. I think of the highlights. I remember what I know the Cowboys, the Vikings did. You know what I mean? And I'm like, if this happens, the Giants need to do this, and then they make the adjustments. It's like I don't have to tell them what they need to do because they're doing it. You know what I mean? Eagles contain Brown, which is the hardest thing to do.
Yep.
Hurts, even harder. Miles Sanders at that time, forget about it. Eagles defense, listen, the number one defense at that time last year, one of the best defensive front they ever had, best secondary, they were the best. Okay, let's just
We
say
had
that.
everything. I mean, that was the year. I mean,
Yeah.
if we say Patriots when they went that 18-0 year, I mean, okay, these guys lost a couple of games. Yes, don't get me wrong, they were not undefeated team.
No,
And
but
until one point, I was thinking, maybe what if Eagles go undefeated and they go and win the Super Bowl? They will be the better than Patriots of that time,
and then everyone will be like, who the Patriots who? They'll
Yeah,
they'll
exactly.
they'll
I
stop
mean,
they'll stop
someone
talking
who
about
had
Tom
like, I
Brady.
mean, it's coming out from the Giants fan. I mean, I hate to say it, but like,
Yeah.
yes, and they're still a competitive team, even though they lost a lot of players. They lost both their offensive coordinator. They lost their defensive coordinator. They have maybe a new play now, new playbook, whatnot.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what
How they're
happens.
gelling together, but yes, they're still going to be a competitive. Uh,
I want to see what
Giants will do
Washington.
good. Giants will do good.
Since we're talking about what we're thinking here, we're getting close to call it a good evening. But I'm going to say this: I look at our division. You got the Cowboys. Now there's trouble in Cowboy land over there because it
With
seems like
Diggs and Prescott. Yeah.
yeah, they're just picking off Prescott a lot lately. Eagles camp has been quiet, but I'm hearing they're doing okay.
They had an open practice the other day. One of my boy actually wearing a Giants gear
Good for him.
went to hit Eagles. I mean, he posted his YouTube video. I
Is
mean,
he okay though?
he's fine.
Okay, making sure,
And
man,
he
because as a
did.
Giant fan, as
He
a Giant
posted
fan friend,
if you get a chance, go on YouTube, and he's a big he got over 500,000 views now on
Jesus,
that. Like, I mean, he did that a few years back as well. I
nice.
remember like 3 years back maybe. But yeah, I mean that's yes. So Eagles, I don't know. I mean, Eagles have had rough. Jalen Hurts, what I've heard yesterday, had a rough day as well. I'm
Okay.
not hearing too much from Commanders.
Well, we don't know what the
That's
Commander's new
one
name.
thing
Yeah, that's
because they're
that.
still in the new ownership.
Yeah, and then they're trying to find their identity because now what I keep hearing is that the new ownership wants to change the name again.
Yes,
So if they bring back the Redskins, I'll be actually a lot happier.
I don't know if NFL association is gonna allow it because there's a reason. I mean, like what they wanted. I mean, that's
I
Cleveland
know,
Indians sort of like got changed at that same year. See,
I
I
know.
know, I know. It's a whole like
No, but it's just like
story. Like we
it's
don't go that far, but like but
no, but still leave the teams alone. You grew up in Cleveland, you're an Indians fan. Okay.
they
Not
still
for
call them Indians. Yeah, they
Yeah,
still.
I still call them the Indians. Matter of fact, if I'm still looking at eBay to see if I can find an old school Cleveland Indian hat because I love that hat. It was one of the coolest hats you can get. Washington Commanders, I still hate the damn name. I still would, it's funny. I
Still
still
better than a Washington football team.
true, because they had no identity. But I
Yes.
actually, I do miss. I still to this day will always call them the Redskins, even though they're the Commanders. I get it, but to me, they will always be the Washington Redskins. Okay, it's been the team name for as many years as we know it.
Yep.
If you want to change the name, change the Cowboys name. Can we just change them to the Cowgirls? Because they're not boys, they're girls. I will say that. And I know I have a lot of cowboy
I mean,
friends who
you
follow
don't
me.
know. I don't know if I ever told you. My wife is from the Skins family.
Ooh,
I mean, I know, but
how is
she was
that?
she was never a football fan. I mean,
Good.
her cousins and her niece and nephews, everyone watches Skins games. I still call them Skins,
Same
and
here.
they always say Skins. Now they started to call Washington, because that's, I mean, that's one name that you can carry.
Yeah.
That's that
But
was
I'll
a thing.
still to this day, they'll still be known to the skins with me. You know what I mean?
So yeah, so
Uh,
I don't know if I'm worried about Commanders that much. Maybe they're a surprise package.
mm,
Uh, Dallas, I think we're gonna beat them week one. We may be able to win against them in Dallas as well this year. I think this would be our year. We will get that win in AT&T Stadium.
we're so
Since
close.
I think it's since Eli Manning Day, right? We
Five
haven't
years. We
game
haven't
over
won in
there.
5 years in Texas. I think it's 5 years
5 years?
going.
No, or more than that.
I think it's 5 or 6 years. The only one that I do remember was opening night
So
against
that's more
Dallas.
than that
No, but that's no, but I think we beat Dallas once more in at AT&T.
at AT&T. Okay,
Yeah, so that it's but the first game at AT&T,
I
and this
remember
is
that.
this
Yep.
is where I call Eli Manning.
That's one of the reason also I want to go. I mean, that stadium is beautiful. I want to go to that stadium when there's no game because I want to go experience the, like, the tour and stuff.
Yeah.
And I also want to go, and I don't know if there's a ticket or there's a special permission required, but I really want to go and see that picture, see that like locker where Eli
Oh, you know what they did to it, right? So no, it was the wall. It was not. I don't think
it
it
was
was
a
the
wall.
locker. Yeah, it
I
was the
thought it
wall.
was. I thought it
I
was
think
a.
he signed two. Supposedly it was the
Okay.
locker, but the wall. It was
Locker, they took it out, right?
the locker. They took it out and they kept it,
Okay.
but the wall they paint over his signature because it was like 38-33 Giants
Yeah,
win the
something like
new
that.
stadium.
Yeah.
Eli Manning, love Eli Manning. It was something stupid like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and that's why I
Posted
said.
in the new stadium. Yeah, something like
I said this man's got the balls the size of anything. He can do whatever he wants,
that. Yeah.
and that was just pure baller. Quite no
Move
question
on,
about it.
Jerry Jones. Yep.
Even Eli Manning, man, just do it. You did it right,
I don't
man.
know how Tom Coughlin reacted to that at that
I
time.
think Tom Coughlin loved the idea. I don't think he gave a shit because we beat the Cowboys. That's the
I'm
way
sure.
I looked at it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they loved it. Yeah.
So now, we're getting close to the end here. And, now that we see the new resurgent Giants, listen, the fact that they got 30 deep on wide receiver, I'm kind of, it's kind of funny. We got an ex Cowboy, Cole Beasley, on the team. You got Hyatt, you got Hodges, you got Sterling Shepard coming back. Robinson's coming.
Campbell, Robinson,
Gamble. We got a beautiful
Wandale
lineup.
Robinson. We have a lot of guys. We have guys that were on the team coming back.
And I'm going to tell you the steal of the year for Sheehan, Darren Waller, man. That's the steal of the year. You trade
Is
for
healthy.
if he stays
If he
healthy.
stays healthy.
But right now he seems to have a
But you know what?
renew.
You know what? If he's out there, yes, he's gonna be our target in red zone.
Yeah.
Not they already preparing Bellinger for that. Bellinger is much more. He's big now.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
you
he's
see Bellinger.
huge.
Oh,
He's
he's getting
huge.
huge. He I mean, when he first reported to the mini camp, I guess, I mean, everyone saw his arms. They're
Mhm.
like, oh, Bellinger, like,
Got
I
jacked.
even got, I think NFL requested him to go for a
Drug test because,
drug test screening as well. Yeah, because everyone thought like, oh, maybe he's taking something, or he took something.
but he came out clean.
He came out
He,
clean. He's good. He all that is his own muscle.
yep.
No, nothing. No,
But
no,
if you, I'm
nothing
going to
to.
be honest with you, if you dedicate yourself like Behringer did in the gym, you are going to get big. That happened to me my high school year, my senior year. So I went from junior year as a starter and played as a starter at the varsity line, and then I got jacked my senior year. Like not jacked, but I got bulkier, bigger. People were like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing. I've been on creatine. I'm on this. I'm lifting more weights.
Yeah,
training harder." But
he's on the right diet. That's it.
I don't know. I was eating pasta and pizza still, at that time. But that's the great part about being, not even playing football. I miss more coaching it, and I'm going to say that, even though I had the opportunity to coach high school at my old high school, it was a great opportunity. The coaches were great to me as a player. They showed me a lot. I became a better person as a coach, as a player, and just like the Giants, nothing but the best this year. You gave your prediction, looking for the 10-11-6, 10-7.
I would go more for 11-6, yes, but there could be a one upsetting loss somewhere, maybe down the wire. Hopefully, it's not against any of our NFC East rivals. I will maybe I'll take a Seahawks, or something. Or I mean, I don't want to take Seahawks again because I can't stand Geno Smith again. I mean,
Listen,
we had a
he,
loss
yeah,
against him last year,
we,
but
yeah,
yeah,
we're
I
not.
mean,
Listen, we'll take
maybe
anybody.
Miami, maybe Miami.
Yeah,
No, no. I mean, Tua, yes, Tua can beat us.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, but that could be our seventh loss. When
There's
everyone's predicting Giants to go to Miami, beat them. Uh,
You
yeah,
never know.
I can only think of Miami. I think I can only think of that game. That's it. Uh,
Hold on.
I don't know if I don't know if Jordan Love or Packers can
I
or
don't think Jordan Love is going to listen. I'm not saying he's not the Messiah over there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I'm not. I'm not thinking
I don't
either.
think who else gonna bring that seventh. I mean, I'm gonna
All
share
right.
that with you. I think I posted on my timeline once.
Mhm.
That prediction because someone asked me what do you think the Giants record's gonna be, and I think I did the win and losses. I have to find that from my Let's Talk Tuesday. Like
I think the one maybe I'll be more surprised. I'm going to be honest with you, as I'm looking at so I'm looking at their schedule right now. Giants. No, wait a minute. Giants, Cowboys. I'm going Giants on that one. Week 2, we have Cardinals. I'm going to go Giants on that. Week 3, we have a hard game against the 49ers. Now,
that game, I'm definitely taking a loss just because it's a short week.
it's a
We're gonna be
short
on
week.
West Coast.
Yep,
Even though we're staying there, don't get
exactly.
me wrong, but still, it's gonna be a
It's
short week.
it's a
Yes,
short
definitely.
week. I agree with you, especially if Christian McCaffrey is healthy and Debo Samuels is healthy. Forget it.
And
That's
they have Brock,
Yeah.
and
They
they
got
have what's his other guy name?
Purdy,
No, no, Brock Purdy, and they have another quarterback, right?
Trey
Uh,
Lance. They still have
Trey,
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, yes. So I mean,
Um,
I don't know. I haven't heard anything from their training. I
you
mean,
know what's funny? Giants this year got a lot of freaking night games this year.
yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Holy
When you win a
shit!
playoff game,
Yeah,
that's what the schedule do to you.
yeah.
And so many Giants, and that's what I don't like, when Giants fans, I see a lot of Giant season ticket holders are selling those games just because it's a night game. It's a Sunday night, Monday night. There's no Thursday night game
No,
in my life this year. It's either Sunday night or Monday night. uh
the only one game. There's 2 games I would love to go to, and it is the night games.
which one?
The Cowboy Giants. I would.
Yes.
I give an arm and a leg and my kid and my wife up. Actually, I give up my 2 kids
And
and
the
my wife.
prices are way too outrageous on that game.
Right now they are, but I found a website as we're still talking. I know we went a little over the hour, but this is good material that we're doing. Found a website called Game Time.
Yes, I was about to say that because that's my go-to app for all my Rangers tickets.
Yes, Savior Ranger and Giants
That
tickets.
and also Vivid Seats. Vivid Seats is also another one. Couple of my friends recommended that.
Okay.
Those are a couple ones, but yeah, Game Time never disappoints you. I've got like $5 Yankees tickets at sometimes too downstairs.
And yeah, you can't go
At the
wrong.
last minute, like maybe a day or two beforehand.
I was looking at concerts too because I almost went to the. I really wanted to go see Metallica,
Yes, that was
and
last week. Yeah, well, last weekend.
it was this past weekend, and there were
Yep.
some great seats. But there, like I said to my wife, it wasn't meant to be. So there's always other times. So for instance, all right, here we go, Cowboy Giants. Let's see. And I'm just looking for one ticket. If I'm going by myself. I don't know if my wife wants to come.
Other night games that we have is Giants Seahawks, Giants Packers.
The one I would love to go to, and I'm going to say it, Giants Bills.
Yes, that's. I mean, I really, if I would have not, I mean, it's not like God bless him, but like I have like a 2-month-old.
Yes.
Only this year, I had like Giants Miami planned. I was thinking Giants Miami in Miami. I was thinking Giants Raiders for sure. I was even right now I'm thinking about it. Like
Yeah.
even right now I'm still debating if I should do make that trip to Vegas, because a lot of my friends are Oakland Raiders fans.
Okay.
A lot of my friends are from Oakland, California. A lot of Indian community there.
And I respect that fully, man. That would be a
And
good time.
they are coming, and they do like a huge tailgate. Like those guys are like they go above and beyond, for all the Raiders games. So that's one of the game I'm looking forward to. But I don't know if time permits. And the other one was Bills. I really wanted to go see Giants and Bills. Bills fans are like other hardcore fans.
Yeah.
We wanted to go party with them.
Why not?
I'm all about tailgate. I'm all about.
Same. I love the tailgates.
I
I'm a
love the
big.
tailgates.
See
So
the
yeah,
fun.
and then I also want to see how the fans react to Shane and Dable.
I want to see how they react too. I would love to. That's
Yeah.
one
I mean,
thing.
they are giving them respect. It's not
Yeah.
like they're gonna boo them. Like it's not like they kick. Like
No.
these guys took the opportunity. They wanted to go. I want to see how Josh Allen do, like in front of
Yeah.
Giants.
Well, see,
How
for
Dable
me,
scores touchdowns on Bills D.
I know that would
But
be.
but yeah, that game is like a 50-50 for me, maybe 51-49% Giants losing.
Mhm.
That's one of my 6 losses too.
So the seventh loss, I think I figured it out. So every year in my birthday, which is December 17th, the Giants always played. So every game I've gone to on December 17th, they never freaking win. So this year they're
Who
at
they
the
playing?
Saints. They're playing the Saints at
Oh,
New Orleans.
yes. So that
Okay.
game definitely, yeah, I was thinking about that because Saints. Everyone says okay, Saints could
A
be either.
sleeper.
Yeah, could be a sleeper.
They're giving me
Because
the
last
sleeper
year
team of the year.
was it last year or the year before that when we beat them in overtime? I think Barkley scored a touchdown. That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years
That
ago.
was 2 years ago. Yes.
So this year, with Derek Carr being the new quarterback and everything, it's a new team. So
But
I'm ho-
also it's a West Coast game too. We are doing a lot of West Coast teams this year.
actually this year. No, actually, it's a 1 hour behind. So New
Is it
Orleans is
New Orleans?
yeah.
I thought it was the
No, no,
same time as Vegas. No.
no. Vegas
Okay.
is 3 hours.
Wait, Vegas is just like California. Same.
Vegas is California,
Okay.
and then Texas is 2. Louisiana, where New Orleans,
They're like Chicago.
they're like Chicago. So
Okay.
they're in the board.
So
Trust me.
they're like a Midwest kind of
Yeah,
like.
they're the Midwest. So trust me, I know because my grandfather lived in Louisiana. So
Okay.
I would know
I've
every
never been
time.
to New Orleans. I mean, that's
Let me
that's
tell you,
another place. Like I mean, I know.
New Orleans. Oh my God, I could tell you.
When you're a bachelor, you have to go to New Orleans. I know.
I went with even though I was 14. I went to New Orleans.
Oh
Still got
wow.
into places.
Wow.
I was tall for my age.
Wow, lucky you.
Well, listen. Oh my God, Jasmine, we could talk for hours, you and I.
Yep.
This has been a great. We went a little over tonight, but let me tell you, you're always welcome here anytime you want. Okay, if you want to come before the playoffs, big season, you're always welcome, man.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. This was really fun. Yep.
No, I appreciate you coming on. Like I said, it's like two best friends talking. It's not a lot of questions. It's just having fun. This is why I love what I do. It gives other people opportunities to come on and talk. Tell the story and what you did. By the way, as we did say, we are huge Rangers fans, and I love his towel on the back. And hopefully, we're going to catch Rangers games this year. and I'll definitely
Yep.
keep up with you this year. You know what I mean? By the way, you have a beautiful family. I congratulations on your
You.
new baby.
Thank you.
Trust me, I know. I have a little girl who's turning 7. My son just turned 3. So
Yes, congratulations, man.
yes, I still need
I know
a
my older one is 7 too, so yeah.
yeah, first grade. Here we come. Oh my god. So
Yeah, actually, yes, 7. No, he's gonna be. Oh, he's a 7.5. So yes, so
yeah,
mine's yeah, yeah. So he's going second.
no,
So
he's going to second. She's turning 7 in October, so she's going to
okay,
first. So
okay.
she's right at the perfect
Perfect
timing.
cutoff thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I hate the damn cutoff.
I know, I know. We all
But
go. Yeah.
just wait, why don't you tell people, let them know where they can find you when they want to, when they catch the show, and they're gonna be laughing their butts off because we're having a great time here. But they're definitely gonna be laughing. There's a lot of things, and I know I'm gonna get questioned about wearing that cowboy jersey, but listen, it was just a short time. Um, I was confused in my life, so please, people, forgive me. I am a
Oh,
diehard Giants fan.
you're just like my nephew. I'm gonna mention. I was about to mention that at that time, but
Oh,
we got off track and we went to some other play. But
yeah.
like, yeah, my nephew who is 17 now,
Hmm.
but in last few years I've seen him collecting every single team's jersey. So he was a Metcalf fan. He was he's an Aaron Rodgers fan. I mean, he's a Giants fan by heart.
Right.
Yeah, he goes to. Yeah, I take him to like some of the preseason games with the with
Nice.
I gave him all the giant stuff that I collect from like events and stuff.
Nice.
I just gave it to him like from training camps and stuff. Like so, like anywhere, like like so. Bottom line, so he's the same thing. He was exploring, I mean, but he's like a big Madden guy. So any good player, good with good ratings, he used to just go and buy jersey, or his dad have him buy jersey.
Hmm.
In his closet, my son, when he was 5 years old, he went into his, he stayed at his house for a sleepover. He opened his closet one time. He's like, bro, you got like 30, 40 jerseys, in your closet, and it's like all by different teams. I mean, maybe Giants, you only have like maybe Beckham jersey he has, and I think he had like a Barkley and Beckham jersey. He might have more. He doesn't.
You might not have more
He
after
doesn't tell
this.
me. He doesn't know. But yeah. But bottom line, he had like he has every single team's jersey. He has McCaffrey jersey. I see him like wearing all. I'm like, dude, whose fan are you? He's like, I'm a
Yeah.
player. You know.
It was funny because with basketball, like you said, you grew up watching the Nets. So did I. I lost all respect to basketball when LeBron James did that whole thing on ESPN. I'm taking
Yep.
my talents to Florida. That's where I said basketball is done with me. I can't stand basketball. If the Nets were still here in New Jersey, I'd go support them.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I supported them when they were in Continental Arena. I supported them when they were in Izot Center, when they were in Devils Prudential Center, even though I'm not a Devils fan.
thank
At
God
one
for small
point,
miracles.
someone tried to convince me when I was getting into hockey more recently. Someone took me to the Devils game, and I really like, like, yeah, hockey's fun, fighting, fist bump, like, like all that stuff, like punches here and there. It's like more of like a, hockey with wrestling
Yeah,
that kind
exactly,
of thing. But
exactly.
like when you go to like MSG, it's like different. It's a different vibe.
It's a different everything. Listen,
But
I
I will not go there for next games though. I'm not. You
no,
can
no, neither am I. So don't worry about that.
yeah,
But let me tell you one thing before we do sign off, and we're and then let the people know where you're from.
exactly.
I'm gonna tell you this. I haven't been to the Rangers playoffs since '94, where my dad got us 2 tickets to the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 7,
Wow.
to see the Rangers win the Stanley Cup in '94.
It's one last time.
Yeah, that's the last time I've seen the cup being raised in New York.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, that's a moment that I have with my dad until this day. I talk about it because I love every moment of it. My dad called the school, got me out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, tells me we're going to New York. I had no idea he had tickets. I thought we were going to try to get him for scalpers, like we normally do at that time. That's when the scalpers were more trustworthy than they are now. So I'll tell you, it's an emotional thing for me. But seeing that and my dad before he passed away, he got me a picture saying "Victory on Ice." It was the night the Rangers won the cup. So before my dad passed away, he gave me that last gift. And to this
Wow.
day, it's on my wall. It's right next to my Mike Richter picture, right next to my Giants winning the first Super Bowl with beating the Patriots, next to my kids wearing their Rangers jersey being born, next to my Weatherford, my collection.
Nice.
And that is something I love very much.
Yep.
And I'll never
Absolutely.
forget it. I am a true diehard Rangers fan. I got Lundqvist jerseys. My wife got me. I got 2 autographed pictures of Lundqvist. I got a Mark Messier too with the Stanley Cup. I got Keenan Ranta. I
Nice.
got
Oh wow, you go far back. I mean,
oh,
that's how I am with the Giants. You know,
same thing with the Giants. You know what I mean?
I mean, I love the Rangers. I mean, it's just like I'm still getting to know the game. That like
I want to connect you with
fairly new.
somebody on Facebook, and you're gonna follow him. And he does a show every night, and he updates you on Ranger stuff, and he's worth
Right.
every penny, man.
Yeah,
But
my son got me into Rangers because he started playing NHL on PlayStation, and then that's how he got to know all the players, Zibanejad, and then Shesterkin, and then when they made the playoffs 2 years in a row, I'm like, oh boy, this team is
I
like,
trust me, I
uh,
play the video game myself. I'm 43, but I'm still a kid at heart, man.
yeah. I mean, you right now you can call me a bandwagon, like Rangers
Can
fan,
happen.
but like but in years from now, like I'm not. It's not like I'm gonna pick, okay, if Rangers like sucks, like I mean,
Listen,
I'm not gonna go support Islanders or Devils.
here's
It's
the thing: you got him in the background. You're not a bandwagoner. You're a Ranger fan. That's how I look at you. You're a true New York Giants fan too, and that gives you so much power more than you realize. So that's why I respect it, and that's why I
Thank
love
you.
you on that one, man.
Thank you for having me on the show. So like
Yeah.
how we were talking about, my name is Jasmeet. Uh, everyone on the social media knows me by the Giant Singh. You can actually see right here. That's my handle on all the social medias. Like even if you see like Twitter, Instagram,
Mm.
TikTok, everywhere. That's my thing. The special thing about me, what people love me for is like I rock my Giants turban, like you can see, uh, every game, or every event, every the training camp when it was like 100 degrees out there, I was rocking my turban. And you know how, I mean, I don't know if people know how big, or it's like it's a pretty thick piece of cloth that we wrap around for religious reasons.
Hmm.
And in 100-degree weather, in the sun, when you're sitting out there in the training camp, you know how hard and sweaty it's going to be. But I feel proud, to who I am. I'm from a Sikh background. That's the religion we follow. Originally from India.
Hmm.
uh, I came here to United States in 2002, with my whole family. My uncle, who's been living here, I mean, God bless him, like now he's no more with us, but
Hmm.
he was here since 1970s. And then my mom's brother, and he's the one who actually invited us over, migrate us over basically. So yeah, we're first generation migrants. And my son is born here. And even before he make a choice, I gave him the choice. I didn't give him any choice. I'm like, dude, you're following the Giants, you're following the Yankees, you're following the Rangers. I mean, he got me into Rangers, but like,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, so those are the teams that we are a little bit of Red Bulls fans too if it comes to soccer, because I've always watched soccer. I mean, I've
Hmm.
played soccer back in high school. I'm a big, huge Man United fan, Manchester United, when it comes to European leagues. Um, and here I support Red Bulls because that's one of the local teams. But yeah, if you guys want to find me in the stadium, I tailgate in D3 lot. D3, which is that's right by the overpass that connects between the mall, I believe. Isn't the
Oh,
mall?
I know. Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
mall,
the
and
overpass, a mall, and the parking lot. So it's
yep.
right under that. There's a D lot, and D3 is our number. That's where we party. That's where we tailgate. Uh, and sometimes I go over to my J18 boys. They are right by the flags.
Hmm.
Huge party when I'm not with my son. I mean, that's the place to go if you're an adult. You want to party, go DJ music, all that stuff. D3 is more of like a family. It's the tailgate by the family, and that's why it's for the family. Uh, inside the stadium. If you want to find me, I used to be in 300s, but I just upgraded this year. I upgraded my seats to a 100 level. I'm gonna be in 128 behind the goalpost, diagonally. I don't know how well you know the stadium, but we are like gonna be diagonal from the Giants tunnel where the players come from. So perfect view of them coming out. And
I guess we'll be watching you on Fox this year.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know
If I swear to God, if I see you, I'm taking a picture. I'm sending you on Instagram.
Sure, sure. I mean, last year I hold the national flag. I got the opportunity last year to hold the national flag
That's
on the
so
field.
cool.
That was a Commanders game, Giants and Commanders, the game that ended in a tie, but doesn't matter.
No,
That was the game. I got the opportunity, and a lot of my friends and all over the like all of the stadium who I hang out with, they took pictures different all over, like like from everywhere, every part of the stadium, and they sent me that
that's
videos.
such
So
that's
yeah,
so
so
cool.
I mean that's one of the opportunities and perks of being a season ticket holder that we get. But yeah, so the Giants sing everywhere. I know I can carry on when it comes to the Giants. I can talk for an hour. Uh,
That's
but
the
I'm
whole
not
point.
I'm not an analyst. I'm not a content creator. That's why you will never see me analyzing any player or any. I'm just a hardcore fan. I bleed blue, and let's go Giants.
Definitely. Well, again, Jasmine, thank you so much for coming on. Definitely, let's go Giants this year. We have high hopes and high expectations. As you can see, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, a true fan of the game. You know what I mean? Like you said, that's the best thing. This is why I love what I do on my show, because it brings real people with real feelings and explain how they love the teams and why we do. So tonight, guys, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Thank you to everybody. Also, don't forget to check them out at the Giant Sing on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me at Sleevy G and Instagram. You can find me at my Sleevy G show on my link tree. I'm all over the place: YouTube, Spotify, Good Pods, Apple. You can find me everywhere. So I'm taking over. I'm gonna say, like I was telling people on Instagram today, taking over the world. That's my goal. So thank you guys for coming on. Check us out, and I'll see you next time for a new show at the Sleevy G. Thank you, everybody.